Welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. We have the 2020 feature, sports with Brian Camp, and entertainment news with DJ Pete. So settle in with coffee in hand, and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. It came so quick, I couldn't hardly believe it, but we're here. Hi, everybody. My name is Frank Allan, and welcome aboard once again. Today, we are here on a Friday, and it's the Coffee Hour. And we're going to be with you for the next hour, as we always bring you this show each and every Friday for your coffee break. A lot of you are probably at work right now, getting started, and maybe on that 15-minute coffee break. Well, we advise you to take that 15 minutes and spend it with us, right? Spend it with us, have your coffee, just relax. And then when the 15 minutes is over, you can still be at your desk multitasking, watching the show at the same time, working and what have you. But we're so glad that you're with us, and we're going to be here, as I said, for another hour, a whole hour. So what we advise you to do is to tell your friends about us. We're coming to you live on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and also on YouTube as well. And if you're watching us on Facebook, we advise you to tag all of your friends, each and every one of them, and let them know that we're on the air right now, because when you tag them, they'll get that notification, and of course they'll join us, and they'll find out that you're out there and you're with us. And if you want to chat with me or other people, you're welcome to do so. If there's a topic that you want to relate to us or convey, we will certainly entertain all of your thoughts and ideas, your comments, your questions, or what have you. We do this each week. It's free exchange, and everyone knows it, and everybody's here for that. And those of you who are watching us on YouTube, well, all you have to do, and we invite you to do it each week, is to become part of us by subscribing to my YouTube channel. And once you subscribe to the YouTube channel, that will give you carte blanche to recognize that whenever we're on the air live, you will get notification, even if we post maybe a video or something concerning our business here at YouTube or other places. You get that notification, and of course, you'll be a bona fide member, and anyone can be a bona fide member. You don't have to have a union card or any kind of representation. All you have to do is just be there, join us, and everything will be fine. We've got a great show for you, as always, and we're going to do the regular thing, as always. We have the 2020 feature coming up, along with Brian Camp, 20 after the hour, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. 22 the hour, DJ Pete will be here with entertainment news and reciting all of those birthdays. Whoever are celebrating birthdays this week in entertainment, he has all of that. Also, later on in the program, I have for you all of those Turner Classic movies. I want to add to your collection of movies. Maybe there's some movies that you want to catch up with, and we have a few that I think you're going to like. We have all of that coming up for you, and it's all coming up within this whole entire hour right here on the Coffee Hour. And speaking of the Coffee Hour, what would the Coffee Hour be without a little coffee, right? So, excuse me while I shoot up. Iced coffee today. What's yours? Hot, cold, it doesn't matter. It's just as long as you have yours aboard. And wow, this is delicious. That's great. I'm going to get back to more of that in just a few. Anyway, we're so glad to have you aboard with us. And as I said, you can indulge with us in conversation. I'll see you right there on the big screen if you care to join us. Even if you don't want to join us, you want to sit idle and just watch the show, that's okay too. But we always love to greet all of you guys when you come in. Now, if you're going to come in and conversate with us, that would be great too. We will acknowledge you. And we would like to know, wherever you are around the world or across the country, give us your weather forecast. What does it look like in your area? If you happen to live in New York, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it, because I will take care of all of that for you. I have the New York weather. And so all of you guys in New York, you dodged the bullet. And just keep in mind, those of you who are from different cities, different countries, you come in, it's not mandatory that you give us a weather forecast. That's just something like we just like to know what's happening in your area. We want to share it with others. So there you go. Okay, we're going to get the show started right now. The big news today, and I'm pretty sure you heard about it. I woke up this morning, not ever thinking you're waking up with bad news, but of course, we all woke up this morning and we learned that former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has been assassinated. And he has been assassinated while making a campaign speech. It happened all in broad daylight. They have the gunman in custody shortly after it happened. And would you believe it? He made his own gun. He made his own gun. There you go. People do anything, anywhere, at any time. You never know. He made his own gun. And so whether you are an owner of a gun legally or a ghost gun or your homemade guns, keep in mind that they're danger, and you have to use these things, these firearms. If you use them, they have to be used for a purpose and not just for instance, if we're living in the wild, wild west or something like that. And so there you go, another person left us. And well, it's like I said, you never know. We were here last night doing the show, doing the Talk Back Live show. And we were talking about a lot of things, a lot of events that go on, destructive events. And we talked about the situation that happened in Illinois and the shootouts that happened there. We talked about that, not ever thinking that we were all going to go to bed that night and wake up with this bad news. So, therefore, with that in mind, we just want to, all we can do is just wait and see what government is going to do, see what all of your local politicians are going to do in your area, because right now it just seems that everybody is at a standstill right now when it comes to the situation. And they always tell you we have it under control, we will take care of it. We want to make sure this never happens again. How many times have you heard that? We just want to make sure that this never happens again. And lo and behold, it happens again and again. So that's a little bad news. I hate breaking bad news. Actor James Caan passed away too Wednesday. We just got that news. Actually, he passed away Wednesday, but the news only was released just yesterday. And so we mentioned it last night on Talk Back Live, so we want to mention it today. Actor, legendary actor, great actor. You might have known James Caan as Sonny in The Godfather. And he also did a slew of movies. Can't name them all, just did a slew of movies. And I do remember he had a series that he played in as a gambling pit boss, I believe he was, in a series called Las Vegas. And he did that and just so many other things. So anyway, he passed away Wednesday. So we want to just send our condolences out to the James Caan family, all of his family, all of the people he worked with over the years, actors and good friends and all of that. So, and I have to mention the fact that he's a New Yorker. He was originally he was born in the Bronx, but he was raised in Queens. He was born in the Bronx, but he was raised in Queens. So it's one of our New Yorkers. And of course, a lot of other things. If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, here we are once again on this Friday. It's now 8 minutes past the hour, and the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And hello, Facebook, hello, YouTube, and hello, Instagram. I see you guys out there, and I see all of you who are sitting idle, which is okay. It's okay. But if you'd like to say something, we really would appreciate it. As I said, sports is coming up. We got a lot to talk about in sports. My Yankees won. But we'll talk more about that later. Brian Kemp will be here and he'll talk more about that later. And we talked about the situation too in Highland Park over the holiday. This is a short week for most of us, a very short week for most of us because of the fact that it was the 4th of July holiday weekend. Everyone, or the majority of people, were off on Monday. And so they took that day off, and there were a lot of celebrations all across the country celebrating the independence of the United States, of our country, which a lot of people have to keep that in mind, that the 4th of July was Independence Day. But people use it for other things. They use that as an excuse to go out and barbecue and whatever, but that's nothing against the law, nothing bad about that. But always keep in mind that's what that day is really all about. Anyway, they were celebrating with fireworks and all kinds of festivities in the streets. And over in Parkland, Illinois, we had problems here in New York too. We had shootouts here in New York too. They were all over the place, everywhere you go. But everyone was focusing on Highland Park, Illinois. It was a mass shooting on the 4th of July, and all they were doing was watching a parade. When suddenly a gunshot came out, rapid fire came out. And the suspect was a man who was dressed as a woman, in women clothing, and he shot over 70 rounds of ammunition, 70 rounds at people with a rifle, of course, that he purchased legally, by the way. And he did that because of his father signed the permission that he would purchase this rifle. And so he's dressing and he's shooting, and he's dressed as a woman shooting, and then he blends in. Somehow he blends in with the crowd as they're all running and scattering around to save their lives and blending in this crowd. But, obviously he's in custody now. They have him. And he later on admitted that he was indeed the shooter of all of these people. And he also admitted that he was going to go out and plan more shootings, kill more people. All right. We don't know why people do what they do. You can't read the minds, but people, when they have guns, they go out, and it's just like a spree, a shooting spree. They just go out. Some people just plan it, or maybe it's on impulse or whatever it is. We don't know. It's a lot of it, I believe, is psychological, where people just lose their mind and just go out and just do what they do. But even though they still have what they call the Second Amendment, the rights to bear arms, but we have to realize that everyone can't bear arms because of certain situations. Maybe they have a mental problem. You just can't go out just for the hell of it, buy a gun and shoot people. Just doesn't work that way. But anyway, this guy, they have him now. I saw his uncle on CNN this morning as I was preparing to come here. So his uncle being interviewed on CNN this morning, and I couldn't understand too much of what he was saying, because his speech wasn't really that great, but I got the gist of it. There were certain things I didn't understand why he said what he said. There was one part when the interviewer asked him knowing what he knew, what he had, signed permission for him to get that rifle. Of course, he said no, but then on the other hand, he said he had backed up his brother. His brother was the father, of course, of this kid. By the way, the guy to give his name is Robert Cremo, and his uncle Paul Cremo was the one that was on the air this morning, and I was watching him. But he said he backed up his brother, signing and I just couldn't get it. He backed up his brother. He said that he backed up his brother on that, but on the other hand, he said he wouldn't have done it. Don't get it. Just like you, I'm confused about it. I don't know. But this is where we are at this particular point in time. And we look forward to better days. When they're coming, we don't know. All we can do is wait and try to stay healthy and stay alive. And, with all these things that are going on, people, you ever heard of situations like this, such as these firing people, killing people, and people wind up either not going to jail or doing something later on to try to fall back in the good grace of society, like wind up with a radio show or a TV show or something like that. You ever seen that? And I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but who knows what things are today? Who knows what things are today? Maybe when the smoke clears just a little bit, the heat is never going to be off, but when the smoke clears a little bit, maybe they'll have him on Fox News and talk to him, just like they did with Kyle Rittenhouse. Remember Kyle Rittenhouse, when he shot up all of those people? And Kyle Rittenhouse today is out forefront, being interviewed like nothing happened. He is now the darling of this whole thing. the darling of the media. And of course, he was on Fox News being interviewed, and it's like nothing happened. And he gets on Fox News and he tells people, you know, he says, well, what are we going to do next? Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sue the media for taking me through this situation, for making my life living hell. And because I can't go out anymore, I can't walk my dog in the dog park, I can't go to the grocery store, I can't go to the supermarket, I can't leave my house without bodyguards, you know, I can't live a normal life like anyone else. We reap what we sow. You kill people. And so the same goes with Robert Cremo. He killed people and he has to reap what he sowed. We all reap what we sow. And, you know, it's always one thing after another. I cringe every time I go off the air and leave the set and go to the green room and turn on the TV and something else happens. I cringe each time I go off the air. Last night I cringed. Okay, everything was okay. I went to watch the rest of the Yankee game in the green room. And then, you know, you wake up in the morning and now this, you know, the Prime Minister of Japan, or well, now the former Prime Minister of Japan, you know, so you never know. And now I cringe, I get a little nervous. I am more nervous off the air than I am on the air. I got nerves of steel when I go on the air, but when I get off the air, I'm kind of like, you know, where's my coffee? I need another cup of coffee, you know, because I don't know what I'm going to hear later. We never know what we're going to hear later. It's not like the good old days when, you know, everything is good, everything is rosy. We go to our jobs, we go to school, and school, of course, is supposed to be a safe haven for people, for kids. Back in the day when I was going to school in grade school, my mom took me to school and she had no worry. She knew I was in a safe place until she came to pick me up at the end of the day. All right. Parents are no longer feeling that. Parents are no longer feeling that. They're wondering, is my child going to, when I pick up my child, will I find him safe? People are shooting up. They don't know, you know. And it's a whole big ball game. It's a whole different story now these days. Church is supposed to be a safe haven. Synagogues are supposed to be a safe haven. Muslim mosques are supposed to be a safe haven. Not anymore. Not anymore. You figure if you're a churchgoer, you want to leave all of the things that you did all week on. You want to forget about your job. You want to forget about all of those worries and just leave them, put them on the shelf until Monday morning. And you want to go to church to relax and worship. Now you have to think about that, whether that's a safe thing to do. Just so many things. It's crazy. So that's the way it goes right now. We'll have more information. They're going to be, I'm pretty sure more information will come on about this. And of course, whatever comes up, of course, being that this is only a weekly show, we don't get to tell you about it until the following week. By that time, you'll know all about it because it's been all over the news, but we do the best we can. And so things happen, And I just don't want anything to happen at this particular point anymore. There were times on this show where events happened just before I got on the air, or sometimes while I'm on the air, and I don't get to check it out, or I don't get to know it until I go off the air. And then sometimes events happen directly after I come off the air, you know, so we don't know. So just let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's get through this hour and hopefully that everything is going to be okay. Okay, we have a weather forecast coming up for you. Those of you, as I said, who are watching us, and you want to chime in conversation, we would love to have your weather forecast wherever you are around the world or across the country. But as I always do, I always take care of the weather forecast from New York, where we are right now. I always take it from New York, and this is what I have for you right now. We've got a decent weather forecast for you coming up. It's a decent weather forecast. Our temperatures right now, we have 76 degrees outside right now, 76 degrees, and it's going to be climbing. It's going to be climbing because this is what we have so far right now. It's going to be cloudy this morning. A few showers developing during the afternoon. We'll have a high 84 degrees. Winds will be south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 30%. For tonight will be cloudy skies early, then off and on rain will develop overnight. We'll have a low 71 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. Chance of rain will be only 40%. Saturday, showers in the morning, then cloudy in the afternoon. So maybe we'll get past those showers early. And high will be 77 degrees. Winds will be east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be only 40%. And Saturday night, if you're going out on the town, please look at this. It's going to be partly cloudy, low near 65 degrees. Winds will be northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So I guess your umbrella is not needed. That's a good sign. But for Sunday, this is the best day of the week. Sunny skies all day long. High 82, winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And of course, repeating our current temperature, as I said before, we have 76 degrees. What is it like in your area? I hope whatever it's like in your area, that it meshes with your weekend that's coming up. We hope that that's going to be, your weekend is going to be looking good right now. So we look forward to everything that's going on. And we're a little behind time, and I really want to apologize for that. We had to get that weather out of the way. It's 21 minutes past the hour, but we're going to let him make it up. We're going to make it up to him, his 1 minute. Get an extra 1 minute. Brian Camp, directly from Charlotte, North Carolina, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Take your time.
Well, I will take my time. I wanted to.
I don't get a say in that.
I know. First of all, I'm wearing my Reggie Jackson New York Yankee jersey. I'm not a Yankee fan, nor will I ever be a Yankee fan, but this was given a gift. Reggie Jackson was one of my favorite players of all time. And I'm a Mr. October fan and everything. So, but good morning to you and to everybody out there, Instagram, Facebook, and to Zoom, and anywhere else that you are tuning in. It is right now partly cloudy, partly sunny. I don't know the difference, as I always say. It is 78 degrees out here in the Queen City, and it's going to be cloudy all day today. It's going to be cloudy all day today, and first I want to give you my one of my favorite, not my favorite movies, but one of my favorite takes in a movie in The Godfather with James Caan, may he rest in peace. Once he got a call from his sister that she was beaten up by his brother-in-law, and he goes like this: "He what? Son of a..." And then if you watch that, he went over to the house and just beat him up. I thought he was going to kill him just by beating him up. But that was my favorite part of the movie. That was my favorite character because he was a hothead temper guy. You know, Sonny was just a person that he just do things and just ask questions or just do things later. But he was a hot-headed guy and everything. And I used to really like him in that movie. So, but may he rest in peace. James Caan also played in Brian's song. Played in Brian Piccolo. That was one of the teariest movies that people still shed tears to this very day, when him and Billy D. Williams played as Gale Sayers, and Brian Piccolo played as James Caan played as Brian Piccolo. But in sports, he was talking about guns. Well, the 4th of July, I would hope everybody's 4th of July was great, but we still had some fireworks, 4 baseball fans were injured by a bullet fragment from outside of the Oakland Coliseum while attending a post-game July 4th fireworks show. This is what they do every year. Oakland police had said that because the A's that won the game 5-1 over the Blue Jays lasted only 2 hours and 27 minutes, it wasn't yet dark enough yet for them to do the fireworks, to start the show. Fans from a season-high crowd of 24,403 people were allowed onto the field just after 9 p.m. local time. I guess in our area it was midnight, and somebody shot a gun off, and it got a little crazy, and it was just crazy. But thank goodness, nobody was killed or seriously hurt. But 4 fans were injured during that time. So you got to be careful with the fireworks. In the latest news of the Brittany Griner appeal, she wrote a handwritten letter to President Joe Biden asking for, to get me out of here. She feels that her life is in danger. According to her representative at the White House on Monday, this past Monday, the official says that the president had read the letter. He did reread it. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was asked repeatedly about the reaction from the president, but she did say that he took it very personal, so he's working on it. I know there's a lot of people out there that has their opinions on Brittany Griner. They say that because she's gay and she doesn't deserve to be coming home, and she had made some opinions about this country before this occurred. So, but we have some people in this country who feels differently, that let her stay there. She deserves what she gets. And if we're supposed to be the greatest country in the world, why are we speaking like this? At the end of the day, she's still an American. I don't like what goes on in this country. There's a lot of things I don't like, but I'm a proud American. Does that make me a bad person? No. But she's, she did later on pleaded guilty and was detained for a while. Now, according to what they're saying, that Russia just might keep her there for a while, because a guilty plea still will have weeks or months to decide her fate, and she could be facing a long sentence and everything. She's been there since February 17th of this year. So, she was promised to call her wife at the embassy last week. That did not go too well. Somebody missed a call, and that's what happened. So right now we don't know what's going on. So, but I have some good news though. Yes, I have some great news. The Las Vegas Raiders continue to break barriers in the NFL, hiring Sandra Douglas Morgan as the team's new president on Thursday. Now, Douglas Morgan will be the first Black female to hold the position of team president in NFL history. First, Raiders announced Douglas Morgan as the team president in a press conference at Allegiant Stadium. She says she's thrilled about this here new assignment, this new adventure that she's going to be a president. The Raiders have broken plenty of barriers in the NFL. Now, I'm not an Oakland Raiders fan. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I got to salute to the Raiders for open barriers for all people of color. They have also hired Tom Flores, the league's first Hispanic starting quarterback back in 1960. Later in 1979, he became the first Hispanic coach. And then Art Shell was the first NFL Black coach in 1989. And Amy Trask was the league first female CEO. So Morgan also was the vice chair of the Las Vegas Super Bowl host committee prior to her new role with the Raiders. She also was the former chairwoman of the Nevada Gaming Control Board, a position she held from 2019 to 2021. Morgan also served as a city attorney for Las Vegas from 2013 to 2016 and as the litigation attorney from MGM International. So congratulations to her. And, barriers are being broken. Barriers are being broken. And I salute to her and to the Oakland Raiders organization for doing this here. This day, July 8th in history, sports history, first pro baseball game, it was a minor league game, was played under the lights. 1949, Monty Irvin and Hank Thompson were the first Black players for the New York Giants 4-3 loss to the Brooklyn Dodgers. It wasn't Willie Mays, no. This was in 1949. Willie Mays came on in 1950, 51. 1960, Fidel Castro ends Havana's International League team. Sugar King moves. It moved to a different location, to New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey into the States. Yes. So Fidel Castro, as you know, Cuba is a small island. It was a country that's very high on baseball. They live and die with that sport. 1965, Joe Morgan is the first Houston player with 6 hits in a game. 1982, Billy Martin, former New York Yankee, records his 1,000th career win as a manager. And birthdays today, 1931, Roone Aldrich, American sports broadcaster pioneer, was president of ABC Sports, Monday Night Football, and ABC News, was born in New York City, New York. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
Oh boy, I love these New York sports. My time, I'm so partial to New Yorkers. You know, I'm so partial, especially if someone that I know is doing something great and find out later they're from Brooklyn. I'm sorry. I'm just a proud Brooklyn boy. Yankees won last night.
Yeah, they did. They won. Now it's expected that they win. Now they expected to win it all. Now they're scheduled to wipe away and run away with the American League pennant, and probably will face the LA Dodgers. Yeah, and that means I can thank you. If that happens, I will be rooting for the New York Yankees. We don't want the Dodgers to win any more than what we and my San Francisco Giants have won. Yes.
Would you like the Dodgers any better if they stayed in Brooklyn?
No. You know, I remember as a kid, you and my other brother used to take me to Shea Stadium to see the Giants and the Mets play. At that time, the Giants came into town twice a year, and I remember coming to, going to Shea Stadium and just enjoying, the festivities and see the great players, Willie Mays. We're talking about mid to late 60s that I was enjoying. And, I was 5 years old, knowing and getting into sports and everything. So yeah, sports is something that I really achieve and I love, and I'm a Giants fan to the very end.
Okay, stay with them. That's all I can say. I respect a true fan, and not someone that, I'm this fan 1 year and then I'm going to switch over to the next one the other year. Until they decide they just want to pick the winners. If you're sticking with your ball team, whether they lose, whether they win, and you stick with them, you're a real fan. Because I know the Yankees, they had their years, and I stayed there. I'm a Yankee fan since 14 years old, which is about 100 years ago. That was a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Brian, before you go, this is I know it's not until tomorrow. You're celebrating a birthday tomorrow, so I want to publicly and let everybody know that you have reached another year. I'm not going to say how old, but another year. So happy birthday.
60.
You said it.
Yeah.
60, huh?
60.
So boy, and I'm pretty sure you're proud of that. You get older, but every year you're just glad that you're here.
I do wake up every morning and I give thanks to the All High Mighty for another day, just to wake up in the morning to see life. But yes, tomorrow's a milestone, even more of a milestone. Yes, 60 years old. Officially, I'd be 60. I believe it was 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. I got to look at the birth certificate, July 9th. Yeah. So I'll be celebrating on Sunday. I'll be celebrating my birthday and my anniversary. We was married on the same day of my birthday, And so Sunday, we're going to celebrate with a big old massive cookout. The smoke is going to be on for like 48 hours, probably nonstop, cooking a 27-pound chuck roast. We're having fish, ribs, chicken, potato salad. So if you're all in the area in the Queen City, come on by, just come on by. And if you want to cash app me, just, I'm not going to tell you that, but
Well, listen, just enjoy. It's your birthday, so enjoy. But I just wanted to be, I don't know if I was the first to wish you a happy birthday. It's only a day early, but at least I got my bid in.
Yes, first, you always been the first every year. Thank you so much. I love you. And just hope everybody just stay safe and be safe and just be smart. Continue to wear your mask when you go outside.
Happy birthday, my friend. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Take care. That was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. The birthday kid celebrating his, as he said, 60th birthday tomorrow. And happy birthday once again. And my name is Frank Allan. You're just joining us. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And with that in mind, excuse me while I shoot up. Oh boy, that's delicious. We're here for the balance of the hour. Brian just continued, or just concluded his portion of the 2020 feature. Sports update is always 20 after the hour. And he just concluded that with the latest developments in today's world of sports. We're not finished yet. We got another part of the feature, 20 to the hour. DJ Pete is going to be here, and he's going to bring you all kinds of entertainment in entertainment news, and he's going to recite all of those birthdays of people who will be celebrating or should have been celebrating this month or this week. All that's coming up. And of course, later on, as I told you, I have all of those classic movies coming along. Turner Classic Movies, I have some picks of the week for this weekend. For those of you who want to catch up on some movies, right? We have that for you. That's coming along. All of these classic movies. I noticed I've been tuning into Turner Classic Movies a lot this week. And the reason why I've been doing that is because, with the news, I'm in tune with the news. But the thing is, I'm tuning in with the news. The thing is that the news got so depressing for me until I got to the point where I don't want to watch the news right now. I mean, I know I have to watch it once in a while to keep up with what's going on, but when it gets to the point, I just have to turn away from it. I just have to turn away from it. And doing that, I turn to something that's going to be a little uplifting for me. And one of the things, the comedy is uplifting for me. So I'll turn to something funny if I can find it. But one of the things I've been turning to was Turner Classic Movies. And I got to tell you, they have been putting out some good stuff this week. I mean, good stuff, and classic movies from the 30s and the 40s, those grainy black and white, the classics, Last night I was watching a movie that I enjoyed very much. It was called, and a lot of you, if you're Turner Classic Movies fans, you watch it. I saw something last night called The Great Man Votes. The Great Man Votes. And let's see, Drew Barrymore was in there. That's Drew Barrymore's father. He was the star of that movie. And it was a great movie. And then you have so many. I can't wait. Later on in the day, I'll probably shuck a few clams or some oysters and some mussels and things like that. Have me like a clam bake, a private clam bake. Sit back and watch those movies with a couple of beers. Doesn't that sound great for Friday? Because the weekend is just about to start. So I might as well get it started early. But I love it. I love it when they have those classic movies. And movies, I don't care if I've never even seen them before, because you don't see every movie in the whole wide world. But when they play these movies, either they haven't been played for years, and then you would discover them, you say, this is great, great movies. Yesterday I was watching a movie called Born Yesterday with William Holden, Roger Crawford, and let's see, Judy Holliday. She was in there. It was a great comedy. I've seen it before, but it was worth seeing them again. I can watch these movies over and over and over again and never get tired of it. So with that in mind, later on, as I said, I am going to bring you all of those classic movies. I have my picks of the week, and I want you to be here for that. And we'll tell you more about that a little later on. But right now, I am going to Portland, Maine. I left Charlotte. Now I'm going over to Portland, Maine, and talk to my good friend. He's here, DJ Pete, and he's with us, and he's got great entertainment news, part of his 2020 feature. So DJ Pete, wherever you are, let me see if I can go through the darkness here and find them. Let's see. Are you there, DJ Pete?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me, Frank?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. There you go.
Okay, here we are.
Let me ask you a question. You don't like going on live? I know you should pick.
I actually tried to get the camera again working today, and it did work, but then it shut down.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure what's going on. Probably gonna have to get a new camera here.
Well, I'm glad to see you either way, your picture or your live images. Either way, as long as you're here, it's good to see you here today.
I'm here, glad to be here, and I got a lot of great stuff for this week here. So we're going to start off July 4th. Here in the United States, it's known as Independence Day. It's when we declared our separation from England, and here we are, our own brand new country, a couple hundred years later. Let's see, in the entertainment world, born July 5th, 1950, Hugh Anthony Craig III, professionally known as Huey Lewis. He has a rock band, Huey Lewis and the News. He's an American singer, songwriter, and actor. He's a lead singer of his band, also plays harmonica. A lot of great tunes that they've put out back in the 80s, and they're actually still around today as far as I know. Let's see, who else do we have here? Ronnie Self, July 5th, 1938, American rockabilly singer, songwriter. His solo career was unsuccessful despite being signed to contracts with Columbia and Decca Records in the late 1950s. But one of his best tunes was Ain't I'm a Dog. Pretty fun tune there by Ronnie Self. Let's see, July 6, 1911, Laverne Sophia Andrew of the Andrew Sisters. The Andrew Sisters was an American harmony singing group of the swing and boogie woogie eras. Played with a lot of big bands. Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy is one of their famous tunes. Another one, Beat Me Daddy, 8 to the Bar. And now, when they say Beat Me Daddy, it has nothing to do with violence. The word B-E-A-T means beat as in music beat there. And 8 to the Bar is a musical term for anyone who's a musician out there.
I was fooled about that. I thought 8 to the Bar was a bunch of us just having a few drinks.
Yeah, it could be that too, Frank. I'm going to skip around here because I'm going to save the best for last this week here. Let's see, July 7th, 1940, Sir Richard Starkey, also known as Ringo Starr, English musician, singer, songwriter, and actor. Was a member of the Beatles, has done a lot of his own solo work over the years, and is still around today. Let's see. July 7th, 1913, Joe Willie Perkins, also known as Pinetop Perkins, American blues pianist, one of the most influential blues and rock and roll performers of his time, worked with a lot of great artists. Pinetop's Boogie Woogie, which he recorded, but I'm not sure if it's about him because other people recorded it prior to him. Let's see, who else do we have here? Also July 7th, 1916, Lloyd Grimes, also known as Tiny Grimes, American jazz and R&B guitarist. He was a member of the Art Tatum Trio from 1943 to 44. Did his own solo stuff, and worked with a lot of great people, including Red Prysack, Screaming Jay Hawkins, and many more. Let's see, Joe Liggins, born Joseph Christopher Liggins Jr., American, July 9th, 1916, American R&B jazz blues pianist, vocalist. He had a band, Joe Liggins and the Honey Drippers, in the 1940s and 50s. Now I'm going to say I got the best for last here. July 8th, 1908, Louis Thomas Jordan. Louis Jordan, American saxophonist, multi-instrumentalist, songwriter, band leader of his own band, Louis Jordan and the Timpani Five. Recorded on Decca Records. His manager was Milt Gabler. He had a lot of great music, which influenced a lot of musicians over the decades. Before he did his own thing, he was a member of Chick Webb's band. I believe Chick Webb played in Harlem too. Louis Jordan took the sound of big band music and compressed it into a 5-6 piece band with emphasis on the saxophone. And that emphasis is what helped shape and influence the rock and roll era, which comes up to my next famous person born this week, July 6, 1925, Bill Haley. His name was William John Clifton Haley, American rock and roll musician, credited by many with first popularizing this form of music in the early 1950s with his group Bill Haley and his Comets. They recorded on Decca Records and was managed by Milt Gabler, just as Louis Jordan was. A lot of great tunes: See You Later, Alligator, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Rock Around the Clock. A lot of these tunes were blues tunes, actually. Not necessarily Louis Jordan's, but ones similar to Louis Jordan's style, and that influenced them. Before Bill Haley and the Comets came to be, they were known as Bill Haley and the Saddlemen. They were a Western swing band. They had cowboy hats and spur boots and the whole 9 yards. And at some point, they started mixing, covering R&B with their own Western swing style. The reason they came up with Bill Haley and the Comets was someone said, with the last name like Haley, as in Halley's Comet for any astronomers out there, they changed out of their 10-gallon hats into tuxedos and with bow ties and became a rock and roll band. And that's what I have for this week. Bill Haley's music is still alive today. Louis Jordan's music is still alive today. And they influenced a lot of people. And all these other people that I mentioned, their music is still around too today. And that's what I have for this week, Frank.
And this is what I have for you. Country singer Toby Keith is celebrating a birthday today. He's 61. Actress Angelica Houston is 71. TV chef Wolfgang Puck. Wolfgang Puck. You ever hear of him?
No.
He's a TV chef. He's on one of those cooking channels. He cooks for the elite. Anyway, he's 73 today. Brooklyn born, and I'm very partial to this man, Steve Lawrence. I know you know.
I know. Yeah, Steve Lawrence is a great guy.
He's 87 today. And for the rest of these people who are no longer with us, we have comedian Marty Feldman, 88. He would have been 88. Singer Jerry Vale would have been 92. Actor Craig Stevens, who played Peter Gunn. He would have been 104. And Nelson Rockefeller, Everyone knows Nelson Rockefeller. Back then, he was like one of the richest guys in the world. Back then, and he was a millionaire. Today, if you're a millionaire, you're impoverished.
Yeah.
Billionaire now. So anyway, he would have been 114 years old. So have Louis Jordan would have been 114 years old too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I remember back in 2003, we had Bill Haley's Comets, minus Bill Haley, come to Maine to do a concert. And I got to introduce them and play some music, some DJ music at that show. After the show, the promoter of the event asked me, "These guys are awesome. Who do you think we should have next?" And I said, "If he was still alive, Louis Jordan." Because he would have been one of a great musician and performer on stage. I put in the chat here my radio show information for those of you that want to tune in. I'm going to pop in the weather here for Portland, Maine. Highs is 79, overnight lows 61, mix of clouds and sun. Winds out of the south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Humidity 58%. UV index 9 out of 10. And that's what I have up here today, Frank.
Are you going to put up those graphics for your show?
Oh, graphics. Yeah, let's see. You can find me on WMPG Radio every other Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. to 10 Eastern Time Zone. WMPG.org. Click on listen. I'm also on radio airwaves online most every Mondays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time Zone in the USA and Canada. Radio-airwaves.co.uk. If I'm not on the air on either station, someone or will be covering me some sort of way there. Mm-hmm. And that's what I have, Frank.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Going back to Beat Me Daddy 8 to the bar, another way you could interpret that is that a race to the bar. Beat me, Daddy, all you 8 to the bar. I'll beat all of you to the 8 to the bar. Belly up. I'm kind of crazy today.
I heard the term belly up to the bar came from New Orleans when I was down there. That's where the term came from. I'm not going to go into details about it.
Okay. Maybe one of these days you can explain to me in private what that is.
I will do that, but I won't do it on the air.
Okay, because I've heard the terminology belly up to the bar too. I'm dying to hear about that though.
Yeah.
I'm dying to hear about that. Oh, so what does it look like? You see anything in the future? As I look into the crystal ball, you will be here next week?
Let's see. I should be here next week. As long as, work has seemed to slow down a little bit. But, if something comes up, I'm always jumping on it because I need to work here. So, but we're events are happening out there. I've been busy with a lot of stuff. I am stage managing a musical, We Will Rock You, which is basically, if anyone has heard of a TV show in the UK called The Young Ones, really, really funny show. The person who wrote that also wrote this stage musical and used music from Queen as the music for it. Kind of like Mamma Mia is a musical that has music from ABBA.
Yeah.
So it's a great show. We have a great cast. We open in 2 weeks, and it's going to be fun. I'll be behind the scenes working that show.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's great. That's great. Well, if you come back, we'll be looking for you. If you don't come back, we'll still be here whenever you come back. But we're always glad that you're here, Pete. That's for sure. It's always.
I appreciate it, Frank, and hopefully I can get this camera thing working. It's not always the camera itself. It's sometimes the software in the computer is acting up. And
yeah, because we want to actually see your face. Because I heard I heard you've been taking young pills and you look younger than you. I like to see that.
I wish. I wish. I'm
All
57. I'll be going on 58 soon. So,
right. Okay, Pete, great talking to you. Have a great weekend and we'll talk to you soon.
all
Okay.
right, Frank, thanks a lot. And shout out to Brian and everybody else watching today online. And we'll see you in the future.
Take care. All right. Okay, that was Pete. That was DJ Pete, ladies and gentlemen, always with us. Whether he's with us live on the air or if he has to take a break or something, he always makes sure that his information is with us so we can convey it to you each week. DJ Pete wrapping up his part of the segment of the 2020 feature, 20 to the hour each week, and giving us all of that entertainment news and reciting all of those birthdays of people of notoriety who are celebrating within this week. And we're so glad that he was with us this whole week. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got, you're just joining us. It's 5 minutes to the hour. We got 5 minutes left on the show. And those of you who have been joining us for the past hour, we thank you so much for being here with us. It's always a pleasure and a delight to have you aboard with us. If you have any questions or you want to have any ideas for the show, please feel free, and we'll take everything that you say in consideration, because that's what it's all about. You know, you helping us out that way, that would be great. Okay, so now it's time for me to give you all of those movies that you love. I tell you each week, I always try to be part of your weekend by adding on to your bucket list of what to do for the weekend. Now, this weekend, depending on where you are, the weather may be great. You may be outdoors doing something, but if you decide, well, I'd rather not be outdoors, I'd rather be home. If the weather is too hot, I just want to stay in a cool, air-conditioned place and catch up on some movies. Well, I have a few movies I want to suggest to you that's coming on this weekend. It's all on Turner Classic Movies. And as I said, Turner Classic Movies have been putting out some good stuff this week, stuff that I hardly remember, but I was always glad to see them, and stuff that really jogs my memory. And here's something for you. We'll kick it off right now. Here's something that goes back to 1967, Bonnie and Clyde, starring Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. That's coming on Turner Classic Movies tomorrow, Saturday, at 8 p.m. Eastern. So you can check it out tomorrow evening, Saturday evening, and that's on Eastern. Everything, all of the times I give you, everything is Eastern, so you should go by everything else accordingly. We also have Citizen Kane from 1941, starring Orson Welles, and that comes on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. A great movie, a great drama, and I think you're going to like it. Here's the third and last one that I came up with. If you like musicals, musicals are always good. I love musicals. Here's one that goes back to 1962 called Gypsy, starring Rosalind Russell, Carl Malden, and Natalie Wood all together. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's coming on this Sunday at 5:15 p.m. Remember that every time I give you these movies that you like so much, we make sure that they don't overlap, and you can watch each one of them in full. And speaking of all of that, if you can go on Turner Classic Movies, you can go through the guide and check out more movies. Because like I said, there may be more, something that you may remember that I didn't mention, but these are only my picks, and you can put that in your bucket list. And you could also DVR some of these movies just in case you don't get the chance to see them in real time. Also, you could go on Movie on Demand. They have a lot of movies, a long list of movies. And all you have to do is look at them dating back to the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and so on. You could also go on pay-per-view to watch the latest movies that come shortly after they release, right there on pay-per-view. It's there. If you like some of the networks, like maybe Lifetime movies, whatever is available for that, it's there. You can check that out too. Sports, if you don't get the chance to see it in real time, of course, they rerun them on demand and you can watch it then. All right, so everything is available to you. All you have to do is supply yourself. So let me run through it again, once again. The movies Bonnie and Clyde, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. That's Saturday. That's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Citizen Kane with Orson Welles, and that comes on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, and Gypsy with Rosalind Russell, Carl Malden, and Natalie Wood. That's Sunday at 5:15 p.m. And I know that you're going to like it. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a good time like I did. We're going to be back here Thursday, because we have what we call Talk Back Live. That's every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Brian Kemp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports update. You could be there to indulge in conversation. It's every Thursday between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. That's next Thursday. Other than that, I will be back here next Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. And it's the coffee hour with the, of course, feature, the 2020 feature, Brian Kemp with Sports 20 after the hour, the latest developments in today's world of sports, and DJ P 22 the hour. As you saw him this morning, he will be here with entertainment news, and of course, he'll have all of the birthdays that he will recite for people who are celebrating this week. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a good time. Have a great weekend and a great day, and I will catch you back here next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistance, Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer, Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.